We've got an absolutely wonderful ride for you to do today, and it's based up in the Yorkshire Dales. Let's go and have a look at this ride. You can see here we are in the Yorkshire Dales, just outside the town of Settle and Skipton. Way back before we blew it all. Take me back to a place where I felt down. Okay, so we're starting down the bottom in Giggleswick, which is right on the edge of Settle. We follow our way round through Wharf and Austwick up to Clapham, which is a lovely little village. Don't do those two little flicky bits that we've got down there. Then work our way up to Ingleton with the falls. There's lots of people there. Greystone Gill and High Bentham. There's a train station there, so you could also start there. Down to Keyston and then return back. Lovely big loop, and it's huge fun. It's all on the road, but you can see it's actually passing through the countryside. There's a bit of town, a bit of big road. It's got everything that you could want, and it suits roadies, gravellers. Got a bit of everything. Doesn't have any gravel, it's all on the road, but it's got the climbs and things. So here we are, we hit Clapham, work our way all the way around to Ingleton, where the falls, lots of people there, you've got to be careful. High Bentham and Low Bentham, and then we follow back over the moors through Keyston and circle our way right the way back down into Giggleswick. Some really steep hills, some really great descents, lots of fantastic views. So here we are, we're leaving Giggleswick, and we just carry on up that little road. You'll see the starting point. And of course I haven't yet put the little markers on here, but it was a cold day, but it was the sun was out at least. Didn't have a great deal of rain, which is quite unusual for us in Yorkshire. The road surface here is really very, very good. Quite a few cyclists were on this bit of road, and there's plenty to see, and you'll find that it's a very easy ride. Not a great deal of traffic, although I probably wouldn't do it on a Saturday or a Sunday, because there will be a lot more tourists around, and maybe in August. But you can see there's lots of bikes coming the other way. Of course, we're going in the opposite direction to most, which makes it quite nice, because you don't get depressed by all the fast people who overtake you. So we work our way through, and this is all very Yorkshire out the back of Skipton here, as we ride our way up and around over the top, and then we're heading really towards Clapham. It is quite exposed here. You won't see very many trees, but the road surface is spectacular. So if you're just following this along, don't forget to click the like and subscribe buttons underneath, because that really helps us make these. You can see a big huge quarry there, and quite a bit of industry associated with it. So there's a left turn there, and now we're heading down the hill down towards Clapham, but it's really fast. Now that we're down in the valley, there's not a great deal of climbing yet, so there are a few ups and downs, but generally we're working our way down. We've done a bit of climbing, and now you can see it's quite fast as we zip our way around. Now we're going over the river at the bottom, and now we're in the floodplain at the bottom. Again, not even a pothole in the road. It's quite amazing, the quality of it. So this is Austwick, and heading our way through. It's not a particularly busy town at all. Very pretty, so we turn right here, and then we're heading off into the countryside. You could see all the daffs were out. It was very beautiful. This was the Easter holidays, and we work our way around. Now we've hit the main road for a little bit, but it's not that bad as we get towards Clapham. Now we just cut across left, and then we're going to follow right. So we did cut across the main road there, but we prefer to come off before turning across 2 lanes of traffic, because it was a bit of dual carriageway at that point. And now we're heading back up very gradually, and as we get into Clapham, you'll see that we got a bit lost and we went all over the place. Don't do that in the route. You just want to turn right, follow along the river here for a little bit, and that will take you to Ingleton, where all the people were waiting, and you can see the waterfalls, and then you sort of take a hard left turn around, then right here work our way up the hill. And this one is long. It's a long hill. It's not particularly steep, but it does go on quite a way, and we surprised ourselves as to how straightforward it was to get up, but that was partly because the road surface again was in very good condition. So now we continue climbing up the hill, and in fact at the top here is a very popular place for stopping. There's a sort of lay-by there, but there's another really quite big one at the top where those cottages will be, and a lot of people will start their ride from that point. So as we continue up the hill, really we're just going to go over the saddle really of this hillside and then drop back down on the other side. So we're just about near the top now, and as we round this corner and head up for the final bit of climb and past quite a few walkers, that's where we see, near all these buildings up here, we suddenly start to see that there's more parking going on. Well, I thought there was anyway. Maybe a little bit more climb that we've got. Yeah, up by these cottages, just opposite these cottages really. And there we go, lots of parking there, and then we descend back down. Now this is a long, fast descent, and it goes through a couple of little villages on the way, well, hamlets, and then as we descend back down, just a tiny bit of climbing, and then back round, and we're now heading in towards the main town, and we're going to hit the station soon. So we come round the corner, go straight over the top there, and over again, and we're going to follow round. We're missing the main road, and now we're going to head round, and we're really working our way left in the bottom part of the loop. So now we start climbing again, and you can see the road surface is still spectacular. So those of you that just like to ride solo and on road bikes, you shouldn't really have any trouble over any of this ride. So we ascend over the top of that one, up and around again, and just keep following this road, and it will take us round. See, beautiful scenery all the way along. Definitely worth giving this one a try. And as we've done in an earlier ride, it's not that far away from places like Hellerfield and Gargrave to get to Settle. And there's some cross-country routes, so we're going to turn right here. Now we're going on the main road, and now we're going back down up through the town, and we're just going to ascend, and this is High Bentham, and then we're going to go just over the bridge, over the railway there, and then we're going to turn left just here by these railings. It's quite a hard, fast turn. Now we just ascend up this next bit of hill. Now this was a bit steeper than I must admit I thought it was going to be from looking on, and you think you've reached the top, and then you've got more of this up as you go around the corner, but the visibility opens up and you get some fabulous views. And it's not long now before we drop back down and then take the long road back to where we started. But this is a great climb because it takes you right up through really what looks like the old parts of the district. And we now hit the main road here, and that gives you great views to the left, right the way over the Vale back down to Skipton. Not Skipton, to Settle. And now we descend down this road. It's really quite fast again, but you can see it's really quiet. We haven't hardly seen another car, although we did, I think, meet a couple, but there's virtually nothing here. Back up over the brow of the next hill. Not sure where all the walkers have come from, but there's nowhere really to park or stop down here. And then we head down past a farm, and this looks like an old sort of moorland really, as if there was once quarrying going on around here. But we head out into the moors. We did in fact stop for a bite to eat, and then through this. Now this looks like a very old Holloway road, and then back over the top, 1 or 2 vehicles here, and a bit of private woodland there on the right, before we get back into these flailed hedges. I must admit I'm not a great lover of the flailed hedges. I like to see them laid. Beautiful church there on the left, and now we really are out in the moors, and just go over this junction, straight over the top, and work our way up to the saddle up here, and then you've got fantastic views as we descend back down. Now this is part of the long run back. Now we do have to hit the main road a bit later on, but this is a beautiful bit of road, and it just goes on and on and on forever. Very, very straight, very fast, and generally it's downhill most of the way. So work our way down underneath the railway bridge again, and then a little bit more climb. And then we descend back down here, and I think there's another main road coming up fairly soon. So again, you can't fault the quality of the roads. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the Tandem channel underneath. Give us a thumbs up. Thought I'd keep mentioning it, I usually forget. So back over the railway again, and now we're ascending, and a lot of the farms on the left hand side there have been bought up and they're now private houses, but this is a really quiet bit of road up here. And you can still see that the cyclists, majority of them, are coming in the opposite direction. I sometimes find it a bit dispiriting, particularly on the tandem, when you're struggling up a hill and a peloton of young guys one Sunday afternoon will come screaming past at twice your speed. So I prefer to go the other way round. And I always like to end with a bit of a descent, and this one just about does, as we drop back down into Gilswick. But here we are, we head up, and the main road is just up here, but we're going to go straight over, and now we climb up this next bit of hill, and here's the main road. We turn right, but then almost immediately left, and really this is the Gilswick road. So we're heading now around the back of Gilswick through the farms, and it's quite quiet up here. I think there was a water servicing at some point, but you can see the road just heads on. Now it is falling apart a little bit on the sides in places, so we go past that telephone mast, and now we're really descending down towards Gilswick. And here's Gilswick School. They've got their big chapel there, and then that's next to the cricket ground we quite liked, so we stopped and took a little photo of that. It was quite pretty actually, a little bit incongruous really to have such a smart Victorian red brick building amongst all these other things, against all the stone. But here we descend into Gilswick, work our way around through the town, head the way up the hill, and then really got to take on that main road, but we're not very far on it. Down here, turn left, and then we're back to where we started. So here we are, a quick summary of the route again. We started at Gilswick, though you can start on that big tall hill just outside Ingleton. Clapham's a fabulous place to stop and have a cup of coffee, so you could start at Greystone Gill or High Bentham and then work your way around, and that would be halfway round. But really nice ride, and you can also see that you could shortcut it in the middle, so this could be a figure of 8 or it could be 2 separate loops. It's a really great ride from that point of view, and it's nearly all out in the countryside, and it's also all road. So here's our GPS or GPX file, and on our commute page, Paul and Diane on the tandem. Again, I'll remind you, please like and subscribe to this video. Really would help us, and we look forward to seeing you on the next ride, when actually we're going to be returning back to the Surrey Hills, and we've got 3 wonderful rides in this beautiful part of the southeast. So look forward to seeing you then. Until then, take care, thank you for joining us, and bye for now.